He looked to me like a horse who's clean forgotten what it's all about. He looked sluggish and lazy. He looked to me like a prize fighter who was stepping into the ring for the first time in 3 years. You know, let's have a look at him, Mike, and form your own opinion. As you can see, he's a pretty burly. You'll notice that he's wearing trotting boots on both forelegs. They're called shin and tendon boots, a protective measure, and a good bit of foam rubber padding underneath those boots also as a pure precaution by trainer Tommy Smith, just in case the old boy struck himself during yesterday's gallop. Now, the horse on his inside is stablemate Fair Verdict with Noel Barker on board. Mick Dittman rides Kingston Town. As you can see, he thinks it's a joke. He's kidding at the moment, Kingston Town. Dittman's got to slap him down the shoulder with the whip. Now, watch closely. When they get to the winning post, the old boy seems to throw his head in the air and dips. There it is. Most noticeable. Now, whether or not he just put his foot in a soft patch of ground or whether he felt a little twinge of pain in the old tendon, I don't know. He seemed to walk back okay. And the stage is set. If he does well during the week, he'll gallop fast again on Tuesday and pretty strongly again on Thursday, and he'll run in the Festival Handicap next Saturday if he's all right. Now, the decision, of course, is up to the connections, including the trainer, Tommy Smith. But what do you think? You talked to a lot of racegoers. Do they really want him to come back? Mike, when it was first mooted 3 months or so back, you know, when we first got wind of the fact that he might make a comeback, the reaction was very much against it. But as we've seen him in exhibition gallops and realised that he's sounder than most of us thought, I think probably half the racing population are now keen to see him. All right. But Tommy Smith has made it very clear, if there is the slightest doubt of injury, of the recurring injury, he won't run. So that's good to know. Now we'll look at some sound horses, and in the first leg of the Rosehill Daily Double, the Huon Valley Springs Handicap, a very good sprinter by the name of Blazing Keel. There'd been a good shower of rain before this race. The track affected slightly by it, and Blazing Keel absolutely revelled in it. He wanted to get off the fence a bit on the turn into the straight, but as they turned for home, he shot away again. That's Eureka Stockade in second place. On the rails with the quartered cap as Moto Moto. In the blinkers and the white colours were Navi, and Fixed the Date just sneaking out of camera's range in the grey with the white cap is a pretty good run. He eventually got third. You can tell a tradesman when you see one. Look at the way he sticks his neck and head out. He's a real racehorse, Blazing Keel, and he races away to score by a big margin over Eureka Stockade, and little apprentice Ray Silburn, the whole 42 kilos of him, gets up to run third on Fix the Date. Second leg of the double was the Sweps Handicap, and as the field turns for home, a horse called Racing Review was the leader, and he straightened up in front of All Nighter, My Day on the outside in the orange cap and the black sleeves. The grey horse with the black cap is Bungabi. On his outside in the white bridle is Santaniaco. Now, watch near the rails, you'll see a yellow cap belonging to Mr. Flinders, about to take a narrow split between Sky Cherub and All Nighter. Jeff Allendorf drives him through that opening, and he bursts to the lead close to home, and every bookmaker in the joint jumped to his feet and cheered loudly. 50 to 1, Mr. Flinders. He paid $55 odd on the New South Wales TAB. Tide Time on the outside got up to run second, and whoever said bookies have got a guardian angel knew what they were damn well talking about. And it just stayed, just kept Tide Time out too. Yeah, that's right. It's unbelievable though, mate, isn't it? They certainly do, particularly just before Christmas. Well, there'd been 3 favourites and 2 equal favourites in the first 5 races. The bookies were reeling, bleeding from the nose and the pocket. Then all of a sudden, along came the old guardian angel. They had a skinner on that race. Well, Mike, in this era, it's hard to get good names for horses. When you apply for a name, it's invariably knocked back. Yesterday in Adelaide, in a race called the Straight Up Handicap, I was rather taken with the run of the third place getter, Barney Bigard. Let's go to the track in Adelaide.
Running to the 500-metre mark, and the leader Magnum Special by a length and a quarter, Barney Bigard. In behind them, Kabima has pulled hard but looking for run. Splendid Melody moving up, then Le Boutonniere. They were followed by Revelia, and further back in the field came another yard. Mistulation to the outside. Magnesia Bay getting up on the rail. In the straight, Splendid Melody is out after Barney Bigard. Magnum Special's gone. Splendid Melody went to the front of the 200-metre mark from Barney Bigard. Then Magnesia Bay, and they were followed by Le Boutonniere, but Splendid Melody in front. Coming quickly, Magnesia Bay, but Splendid Melody is just going to get home. About a long neck on the line to Magnesia Bay. 2 away third, Barney Bigard, Kabima.
And it was a good run by Barney Bigard. He might be one to follow. We're going now to Melbourne, Moonee Valley, and a brilliant win to a horse called West Mayo.
Leader mark. Star Pyramulinic in front of Vera's Boy over on the inside. Warlike is third. Aquilone around the outside of West Mayo. Further back then, Martek hemmed in on the rail and hard ridden. Camdana Quest pulled to the outside of Regal Lord from Latin Flip. Then Ripper's Dream at the 400 from Kiwi Slave. And last of all, Rather Risque. It's a great go on the turn. 350 out. Vera's Boy put its head in front. Aquilone, West Mayo pulled to the outside, and Regal Lord getting a run through. Is coming home well. He's barging through now. Vera's Boy took the lead. 150 to go. West Mayo got to him. Regal Lord was flattened out of the race. West Mayo put his head in front of Vera's Boy and Aquilone, and then the run to the line. West Mayo's going to win. West Mayo by a length to Vera's Boy. 2 lengths third, Aquilone. Kiwi Slave rattled her.
And Martin's call of that race, West Mayo started at 9 to 1. Now we're going to Brisbane for the McDonald and East Flying Handicap, and I suspect Alan Thomas might have backed a horse called Port in this race.
Over Fixed Flash, 1.5 Noble Roman, followed by Curies to Rocket. Port in, can't get out, he's full of running with nowhere to go, and Abbey Jura to the outside. The homeward bound and Basic French got away. 3 lengths to Fixed Flash, followed by Noble Roman. Then coming Royal Crest. Port in is now starting to rocket home along the rails, and then Sir Rocket, but Basic French clear from Noble Roman. Royal Crest and Port in rocketing home when it might be too late, or will it? Basic French is in front. Port in's come from nowhere. What a tragedy beaten, and Basic French wins. Basic French beats Port in. Should have won by 100 yards, Port in. Third, Royal Crest, I'd say.
Yep, and that was only a conservative estimate by Alan Thomas, 100 yards. Good on you.
The McDonald and East Flying Handicap, I was just saying to you, the race clubs don't like funny names for their horses, but they don't mind a funny name for their races these days when there's a buck put up.
In this age of sponsorship, it's only a matter of time before the Sorbent Stakes highlights the program. See you later.
All right, Johnny, we'll see you next Sunday.
OK.
Don't you go away. In a moment, we'll be crossing over there to the Wacker to get a preview on today's second.